Should I buy trip insurance? Well, the answer is everyone's favorite answer. It depends. And I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it really depends on a couple different things. First is the type of travel you have booked. Did you book travel that already has some cancellation protections built in, like a refundable airline ticket or a hotel reservation that is refundable until the last 24 hours or so? Or maybe you're on the opposite end and have already passed the final payment date on a cruise vacation and have basically paid for your entire trip well in advance. Second is your individual tolerance for risk. What are you willing to pay to protect against some uncertainty leading up to your vacation? But perhaps most important in the buying decision is understanding what trip insurance will cost and what type of coverage you're actually getting in return. Let's take a closer look at that. Hey everyone, this is Ben from ExploreInformed, where we dig into the details of travel. So the next time you go exploring, you can go a little bit better informed. Today we are digging into the timeless, centuries-old question, should I buy trip insurance for my upcoming vacation? And before we dig in, if you have an experience with trip insurance, good or bad, feel free to comment down below and share that with others. For that matter, comment about anything travel related. Comments both benefit your fellow travelers and also help this channel. So I don't know about you, but when planning a trip, kind of in the back of my mind, I've always wondered, should I buy trip insurance? And spoiler alert, I have never actually done so, but I've yet to encounter a major disruption during personal travel for which I could use trip insurance. Now maybe that is a red flag and a mistake because I generally am risk averse and I really don't like kind of living on the edge with uncertainty. But rather than trying to walk you through an introspective assessment on your level of comfort with risk, and in lieu of trying to explain the industry as a whole, which I probably cannot do, I thought we could take a look at a few different examples of trip insurance offerings and dig into what they offer for the price. First, we'll look at offerings available via Expedia when booking a package vacation or a cruise. Second, we'll look at options available through an airline, in this case American Airlines. And lastly, we'll look at annual travel insurance packages. So first, let's take a look at what Expedia presents you when booking a package vacation on Expedia.com. I started a booking for 2 people for a long weekend spent in Cabo, and when doing so, Expedia offered me 2 different options. One for $69 per person and another for $116 per person. And as an aside, these prices are likely to differ each time you search for a new trip, and I believe the prices adjust dynamically based upon the price of the trip you're piecing together. Now the first option for $69 per person is what Expedia calls a vacation waiver, which is basically a way to purchase the flexibility to change plans and have Expedia reimburse the fees associated with changes, but it does not protect against cancellations or any changes in fare or price. It is not really trip insurance per se, and instead is a reimbursement for any changes you may run into. Now in terms of the details, you get 1 change prior to the trip start for each individual trip component. Expedia will waive their own change or cancellation fees. They will then return any refundable portion of your trip. And most important to note, airline refunds will be returned in the form of credits, which can be applied against new flights. But the vacation waiver does not protect against increases in price. So if you paid for your airline tickets well in advance and got a pretty good deal, you're likely to face a significant increase in fare when rebooking if you make a last-minute change. And lastly, the vacation waiver does not cover non-changeable flights. So if you bought a basic economy fare which cannot be changed or canceled even for a fee, that would not be covered under Expedia's vacation waiver. Now for an extra $40 or $50, Expedia offers a more robust insurance product for package vacations that includes the vacation waiver plus cancellation protections under certain conditions. This is a more traditional kind of insurance-like product, which is offered by AIG through Expedia. And therefore, as a note, it may be subject to change depending on where you live, as different states have different insurance laws. Now, this product includes the benefits of the vacation waiver, but also offers up to $100,000 of coverage for trip cancellation or interruption, but only for covered reasons. And don't forget that part. The covered reasons include being injured or too sick to travel, jury duty, a court subpoena, job loss, terrorism, which is interesting, traffic accidents, and others. And also baked into this package is trip delay and baggage delay reimbursement, along with $5,000 of coverage for medical expenses and $1,000 for lost or stolen items. So this is a more robust option that offers more traditional insurance for things that may go wrong. Now, Expedia also offers a similar product specifically for cruise vacations. It does not include, however, coverage to make changes, but does offer cancellation protection similar to the product being offered on package vacations. You can receive up to $100,000 for covered cancellations, but interestingly, it appears the list of covered reasons is not quite as exhaustive as the previous example. It does, however, offer more compensation for flight delays up to $1,300, offers more coverage for medical emergencies up to $10,000, and does reimburse also for lost items. So to summarize, Expedia offers two primary options. One to basically reimburse change fees and help you earn airline credits, and a second option that adds true insurance for cancellations and emergencies. Now, I also looked at what airlines offer you when booking a flight only on their website. And in this case, I initiated a booking for 2 people on American Airlines. And at checkout, I was prompted with an offering from Alliance that was priced at $76.90. This product offered a maximum of only $10,000 for trip cancellation and interruption. Again, only for covered reasons, which closely mirror the covered reasons offered by AIG via Expedia. This plan also reimburses up to $300 for delays over 6 hours, which doesn't feel super generous, and also includes compensation up to $500 for lost or delayed baggage, does cover medical expenses and also lost items. So that coverage doesn't feel quite as extensive, but 2 people were covered for only basically $77. Now, shifting gears some, if you travel regularly throughout the year, there are other options available as an alternative to purchasing trip insurance for each trip you take. You can purchase annual travel insurance from a number of different companies, and these plans will basically cover all of the trips you take in 1 year, regardless of how many that is. Now, there may be some variations depending on how long your trips are and where you might be going, but these insurance options are a good alternative to a per-trip purchase. And the different offerings out there may vary slightly, and some may feel more like a traditional insurance product with deductibles or pre-existing conditions, but the purpose is to provide a bit of a safety net if you run into a crisis while traveling. And they appear to be geared most towards ensuring against medical emergencies while traveling, particularly overseas. I pulled 2 different options just to see what the benefits looked like. And for around $200 annually, you can get trip interruption coverage of a few $1,000s, as well as trip cancellation coverage from Alliance. You will also receive coverage for emergency medical expenses as well as emergency transportation. I did find it somewhat interesting how the maximum coverage on these plans differed, but I'm not sure how many medical emergencies are going to come near $1 million in cost. But it's also possible I wasn't reading the coverage right, which is strange because I happen to work in the insurance business. But that point aside, you can also receive reimbursement for lost or delayed baggage, which may in fact be the benefit you are most likely to use over the course of many trips in a single year. And this benefit may be worth the investment alone. I was frankly surprised by the low premium on these plans, and it may be worth it simply for the peace of mind if you travel frequently, even if you don't even use the other benefits. So given all those details, what does all of this mean? In my opinion, trip insurance can make sense when you book moderately expensive prepaid non-refundable travel, like a cruise for example. Or perhaps you are simply risk averse and prefer to have some peace of mind. However, if you're going to purchase trip insurance, make sure you read the fine print. As a reminder, for the last time, cancellations are only covered for specific reasons on many or really all trip insurance policies. If you're looking for the freedom to cancel for any reason, buy yourself a refundable plane ticket, or book a hotel with a very generous cancellation policy. Also, make sure you understand the type of product you are buying. Like the example from Expedia, their vacation waiver is very different than the more robust insurance offering they offer through AIG. Hopefully this brief primer on trip insurance makes you feel a little better informed on the topic. But if I just muddy the water a lot, please let me know by commenting down below. But that is all we have for this show. As usual, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ExploreInformed. Hit the subscribe button down below over here if you want to catch more of our future content. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.